At exactly 20 years ago, a fresh new rendition of a highly famed character appeared on the scene once again, and that was Man, this show just doesn't get the recognition it deserves. I swear it's just been chilling under the radar since its release date, man. Why isn't this show talked about enough? The answer to that question is pretty obvious. Because prior to this show being released, considering Batman TV shows, you had Batman the Animated Series, came out early 90s. Then you had the New Adventures Batman Animated Series. After that, you had Batman Beyond. That was late 90s, early 2000s. Then you had Justice League, mid 2000s, around the same time the Batman TV show released. And you also had Justice League Unlimited at the same time. So I like to think the Batman show was at a sort of disadvantage because of that, people still, people still clinged on to Kevin Conroy Batman.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am.
You also had another new Batman coming up, Christian Bale, 2005, with Batman Begins. So let's just say Batman was just booming throughout the 90s and 2000s. What struck me most about the Batman TV show when I first watched it is his new take on Batman. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first Batman TV show to be set in modern times. Finally, with modern cars, modern fashion, technology, all that. We usually get the Batman TV shows that are set in like the past, like the 1930s, 40s, and something like that. Or way off into the future like Batman Beyond. We get fresh new character designs, especially for the villains. We also get some original characters in here too, who are not even from the comic books, which I pretty much forgot. I forgot a lot of things about this show, man. A lot of things that happened in this show, because I rewatched like the first season, episode 1. I'll go over the characters and I'm like, damn, I don't remember Officer Bennett, being Clayface and all that. I don't even remember the character, bro. But mind you, I ain't seen this show in like, I want to say over 10 years, 10, 15 years. Crazy. I think I started watching this show somewhere in the early 10s, I want to say. Either I rented DVDs of this show off Netflix or I picked it up from the library or something. Because I remember I used to always pick up Batman the Animated Series in the library, the DVDs, because, they always had them in there. That's how I started watching Batman Animated Series. As I'm looking at these DVD covers for the Batman TV show, they're starting to jog my memory back, because I had to have started watching it this way. But I used to watch it WB, CW, Saturday morning cartoons, all that. But it hit different watching this show on Saturday mornings though, because this don't come off as your typical Saturday morning cartoon, Then as I got older, I would rewatch episodes on online cartoon sites. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. Bro, them online sites used to come in clutch, man. I'm talking like, they have all the cartoons on there, bro. Y'all know what I'm talking about too. It used to be Kiss Cartoon. What else, man? Watch Cartoon Online, shit like that, man. They used to always come through, man. Computer used to be acting slow as hell trying to watch those cartoons, trying to get to the servers. But it didn't have shit. They also had a lot of anime on those sites too. So yeah, without further ado, I don't want to make this intro too long. You know what? I'm just gonna get into it. Okay, Rino Romano as Batman. I loved his portrayal of Batman a lot. His voice acting for Batman was pretty unique. He had his own style to it. It didn't aim for the Kevin Conroy type voice. Rino Romano Batman always reminded me of a young, like I'm talking about like late 20s, about to hit 30 Batman, His Bruce Wayne was probably the most coolest Bruce Wayne I've seen on screen, I ain't gonna lie. He seemed a lot more genuine than the rest of them, We also got Alistair Duncan for Alfred Pennyworth. I think he's one of the best Alfred Pennyworth to do it, Ethan Bennett is voiced by Stephen Harris, another underrated actor. He's the brother of Ed. Not Ed Harris. What's his name? Wood Harris. Yeah. The thing is, I forgot there was even an Ethan Bennett in this show, man. Like until I rewatched the first episode, where I was like, damn. Who is this? I was like, oh, he was Bruce's friend in this show, But then he tragically turned into Clayface, which I also forgot too. It's a lot of things I don't remember about this show, so forgive me for all the, I forgot about this, I forgot about that, I ain't. But the creators, they made their own version of Clayface, you know. It wasn't the ones from the comics. This was strictly their own version. And their version was dope, man. He was a crazy Clayface. Yeah, he was a good one. Most of the first season is centered around Ethan Bennett and his relationship with GCPD and, you know, Batman. We also have another detective in this show, Ellen Yin, played by Ming Na Wen. But yeah, she doesn't like Batman till the end of the season, you know. She starts to see how important he is. We get a little Easter egg in this season. We got Adam West voicing the Gotham mayor in this show. Pretty cool. I didn't know that either. I forgot how tough Joker was in this show, man. This is the most underappreciated Joker. Kevin Michael Richardson voiced the Joker in this show, and man, where's his flowers at, man? Cause bro, he laid it down, man. And honestly, I'll put his Joker out there at Mark Hamill's. I found his Joker to be very reminiscent of Mark Hamill's Joker, you know, except that the Joker in this show, he can actually like fight for real, like, you know, he pull all kinds of shit out of his clothes. Just he'll pull out a ray gun, he'll pull out a laser gun, what else? He'll pull out a bow and arrow. He'll pull out something random to take down Batman or whatever, bro, or his opponents or something. Very unpredictable, man, you know, full of energy, all that, you know. He's also one of the most creepiest Joker, like, bro, I did not like, when I was little, man, I did not like this Joker. You know, I thought his character was really, really good, you know, but I just did not like, bro, he wore no shoes, bro, the whole show, he was basically barefooted, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was ridiculous. Even when he was wearing a Batman suit, bro, trying to be Batman, like, bro, he was a complete menace, man, like, 100%. You know, body appearance, bro, this was a rugged Joker for real, you know, like he had the matted hair like Wicks or something like that, you know. If there was a Joker from Florida, bro, this is what he would look like, you know what I'm saying? You know, his arms always look longer than his legs, man. He was a very different Joker than the rest of these Jokers, man. And after going over clips and watching Batman vs. Dracula, man, this Joker was hilarious, man. He was a fool. Another villain in this season introduced was the Penguin, played by Tom Kenny, you know, SpongeBob voice. Now, the Penguin, he was another villain in this show that could actually fight, man. I forgot how crucial he was too. So yeah, if you ain't seen this show in a long time, go back and watch some clips of Batman versus the Penguin in this show, man. The Penguin was getting right. Then you have Catwoman, played by Gina Gershon, you know, still the crazy, sexy, cool Catwoman, except, you know, her costume, you know, a little different, but it's still cool as hell. I love how she wore the lenses. Mr. Freeze, played by Clancy Brown. You know, Clancy Brown be everywhere with the voice acting in these shows. But he was a menace too. I ain't forget. Firefly, played by James Marsden. Then we have the ventriloquist, played by Dan Castellaneta, who plays Homer in The Simpsons. Y'all know who he is. But the ventriloquist in this show, bro, and the Scarface, man, bro. There was some messed up dudes, bro. There was menaces. When I was little, I was always creeped out by them, man. I was like, bro, why does the dog, Scarface, why does he have this much power, bro? Like, come on. He just like, bro, you could just easily bro, come on. Then we got Clue Master, Man-Bat, and Bane. Bane was real ugly in this show, man. Real ugly. Now, there's not too much information on the development for this TV series. It's kind of like Warner Bros, executives, whatever, just came around, just said, hey, we haven't made a modern times Batman yet for the 2000s. I mean, shit, let's go ahead and do that.
I think the intention was to bring together a new group of talent to sort of give the new Batman sort of a fresh take. And it was very daunting.
And let's just say, man, they took a lot of chances with this show, man. They were real gutsy, the creators, you know, but I appreciate that, you know, because, you know, this is one of the best Batman shows ever, one of the best DC shows ever, you know.
What was important to us in doing the new series, The Batman, was to show Batman as he hadn't been seen before at a point in his career that hadn't been the subject of the prior series. So in our show, Batman is young. He's maybe Batman year 3.
Out of Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, Teen Titans, what else? Batman Brave and the Bold, Young Justice. I was watching this show the most, man, out of those. This show had 5 seasons with a total of 65 episodes. Though most of his accolades or award winning came from its sound editing and soundtrack and all that. This show had a really great soundtrack, you know. You had a guitarist from the band group U2. This dude was named The Edge, and he did season 1 and season 2 soundtracks. You know, the score and soundtrack is what really make this show stand out a lot, cause it really immerses you in the show, you know. That theme song, perfect, man. It hits every time. The second theme song was like real wild, you know, man, with that wow, 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 wow. Yeah, that shit. But damn, that first one just flowed better, man. You also had Andy Sturmer for the score and soundtrack, you know. Overall, very great. Hella dramatic, too. Another significant thing in this show was Batman's, Bruce Wayne's character development as the show was going along, you know. Gaining more trust with his peers, establishing more relationships, all that. I also love the many suits he sported, like the anti-freeze suit, the pilot suit, the bat suit, of course. What else? The hazmat suit, the bat. I said bat, but I said that. The aqua suit. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is like the first Batman we've seen that was just like switching up suits, like, you know, it's like it was a video game. The Batmobiles, I personally prefer his second Batmobile, you know. A lot of people prefer his first one because, you know, it was much more original, and the second was closely related to the Batman animated series Batmobile, but I like the second one a lot, man. Like, come on, the upgrades were crazy. You know, the more I think about it, he was like a video game in this show, man. Like, I'm thinking about his gadgets, bro. His gadgets were off the chain, man. Like, that Batarang, the best Batarang I ever seen, man. The sound of it, like, come on now. Also, his show of detective skills, his fighting. Coming into the mid-2000s, bro, this is a huge upgrade, man, from the 90s Batmans where it was like, you know, the fights were a lot more slower, you know what I'm saying? But this here was just all gas, man. Very quick, flashy, and polished. If you're a 2000s kid and you watch this show, you had this action figure right here. Or you might have had it. I don't know how the hell I got this action figure here, man, because I started watching this show in the early 10s. So, yeah, man, y'all had this action figure right here, you know. You also played the Cobblepot Caper game online. You know, I used to be stressing real hard on this game, man. I could never make the double, triple jumps over to the buildings, man. Like, come on. But if you know, you know. This show should have had more games online, but yeah, this one, TV shows had some fun behind games online, man, to play. Especially Cartoon Network, if you remember those. Them online games used to be more addicting than actual video games. Bro, I swear the creators were so daring in this show, bro. Like, I never understood why they had the sky green, bro. Why was the sky green in the show? Why was the sky like all these different colors, bro? And not only that, they also gave us a 24-hour Batman. We usually get the Batman that only works at the nighttime, you know, but this Batman, he was doing morning, afternoon, evening, all that. Let me not forget to mention that the animation in this show is inspired by the Jackie Chan Adventures TV show. So it's one of a lot of cartoon shows in the 2000s were like, taking animation from other TV shows, putting it in their TV show. Sort of like, it remind me of Star Wars, the Clone Wars. If y'all remember that show from the early 2000s where they was using like, what animation where they was using? I forgot, but Samurai Jack, that's what it was. Alright, so each season had 13 episodes. The best episodes from this season is the Joker episodes, the creation of Clayface, who else? Mr. Freeze. I didn't care for Clue Master, didn't care for Bane. Scarface and the Ventriloquist was cool. I never liked, bro. Am I the only one that doesn't ever care for Man-Bat, bro? In any TV show, movies, video game, bro. I never care for Man-Bat, man. Do y'all care for Man-Bat? I don't. We get the Penguin in this season, and he has these Kabuki twins with him, who are also original characters of this show, created by the creators. I always thought they were just so random, man. Like, who were these things, man? Like, they're pretty much the Penguin's assassins. Like, bro, it was so random. Like, what were the creators on in this show, bro? It's like they just got high and was just freestyling with some of these characters. Then you got Joker henchmen punching Judy. Joker always got some big ass henchmen to accommodate him. Like, what was that all about, bro? Punching Judy, bro. But overall, this season was cool. Joker pretty much took over on the villain side. Sam Liu and Greg Wiseman does a couple episodes in this show with writing and producing. Sam Liu does a lot of DC animated projects, and Greg Wiseman was the creator for Spectacular Spider-Man. So there you have it. Season 2 rolls around and we get some new faces. In this season, Commissioner Gordon is introduced. I found it interesting how they didn't introduce him in season 1. Rarely do we see a Commissioner Gordon not being introduced in the first season of a Batman series. We also get the Riddler in this season, and he's played by Robert Englund, who played Freddy Krueger. That's crazy, bro. I didn't know Robert Englund does voice acting. It's hard to describe what this Riddler was in this show, man. Like, he was like a emo type Riddler, I guess, man. A grungy Riddler. I like this backstory a lot, though. How he became a Riddler, but I don't know. This one was just different, man. But he was still a great villain, in the show. Y'all can't lie, though. Riddler's fit, his costume in this show is ridiculous, bro. Out of all the fits they could have had for the Riddler, they chose this one, bro. See, yeah, they was real ballsy, man. The creators with this show, man. I don't know. I guess he's misunderstood. Next is Killer Croc, voiced by Ron Perlman. Y'all heard of dude. Low-key's probably the best voice acting performance for Killer Croc, bro, ever. You know what I'm saying? Ron Perlman did his thing with this. Gave him a slick, cool accent,
You look to be this Batman legend I keep hearing about. Well, folks are gonna start hearing about how Killer Croc stopped you good.
See, my thing is, Batman got some strong ass hands, bro. Like, think about it. Killer Croc, he got tough skin. He's a whole crocodile, reptile, whatever. And Batman is throwing all kinds of hits at him, taking him down. Man, F it. Batman could go toe-to-toe with the Lizard from Spider-Man. We get another villain introduced in this season called Spellbinder, voiced by Michael Macy. Wow, that's crazy. I don't remember this villain at all. It says here, quote, he's a mystic with a third eye that allows him to create illusions and mind control people. Third eye. Everybody got a third eye, don't they? That's another thing. This show gave us villains that we don't usually see with Batman shows or movies or whatever, Another thing that makes this show special to this day, particularly villains from the comic books. We also get Solomon Grundy, Sunday, Monday, Born on Monday, Tuesday, whatever. Voiced by this dude named Kevin Greva. Man, I'm just not gonna mention any real names anymore. I suck at mentioning names. I never understood Solomon Grundy for a Batman villain, man. Like, what's the point of Solomon Grundy? Why is Solomon Grundy a Batman villain? Sort of like Gentleman Goes, like, what are his motives, towards Batman? Who else we get in this? Hugo Strange. I always thought Hugo Strange looked like a hippopotamus in this show. Let me not forget the voice actor for Hugo Strange, Frank Gorshin. Frank Gorshin also, he played in Batman 1966. Very well known. He did a great job with the voice acting in this show.
Strange. Professor Hugo Strange. I'm a senior resident at Arkham Asylum for the criminally insane.
A lot of talented voice actors in this show all around. After Frank Gorshin died, Richard Green took up the voice acting, so...
I may have created Dave Batman, but I no longer control him.
The Gotham City Chief Police, Angel Rojas, I think that's his name. He makes his last appearance in this season for this show. But thank goodness, because he was an asshole.
Well, that explains a lot. I was starting to wonder why you're always sneaking away. You won't need this anymore.
In this season, season 2, the Gotham City police pretty much become friends with Batman, you know, after a while. You know how that goes with the police, GCPD. They don't trust Batman at first, but then they start trusting them, and they're best friends now. Rojas, on the other hand, believes, Batman is still a F-boy. But Commissioner Gordon here thinks otherwise. Shout out to Commissioner Gordon, because he's always going to be a real one for Batman, you know. And Detective Yin also is dismissed from this show, too, after this season. She was a real good character, you know. She didn't deserve to get fired, but she got her job back, and it's all over for her. But the best episodes from season 2 are episode 4, season 2, The Laughing Bat. The Joker in that episode, man, he was phenomenal. Strange Minds episode, which was written by Greg Weisman, who also developed the Spectacular Spider-Man show. Also, the Meltdown episodes. Some of the best episodes in the show is directed by Greg Weisman. I forgot to mention to y'all another new villain we had in this season is this dude called Ragdoll. Okay. I don't even remember this dude, but he looks pretty disturbing, you know what I'm saying? Kinda. It's like, who is this? Where did he come from? Let's see. It says here, quote, Ragdoll was a thief and a triple joint contortionist, bending his body in all sorts of ways. He's most definitely one of Batman's oddball villains. Although I don't think he possessed any type of combat skills, though. Just, you know, I guess he just avoids getting hit or something, you know. Ragdoll is voiced by Jeff Bennett, who also voiced Hardak in Batman the Animated Series, if y'all remember him, for the AI system. And what's his name? There's another AI system in this show that he also voiced. So his name was Dave. That clip of him in the Flash TV show is pretty nasty, though, you know. But that's Ragdoll. This was a solid sophomore second season, but I'm on to season 3 now. Wait, no. We'll have to talk about Batman vs. Dracula. So as many times and as many episodes I watched of the Batman, I've never seemed to get to this movie, man. But it was a fun watch. I wish there was a little more backstory to Dracula, though. Originally, Ra's al Ghul was supposed to be a villain in this show, but they scrapped it for other reasons I'm gonna state later. But you could see, like, you could tell, like, Dracula, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell that was supposed to be Ra's al Ghul. Like, you could see that what they was aiming for when making Ra's al Ghul, because Dracula looked like he could have been Ra's al Ghul, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, great atmosphere, good plot. I found Joker to be pretty hilarious in this movie. He had some kind of withdrawal of blood because Dracula took over his consciousness or whatever. And yeah, man. And he was presumed to be dead, you know. Batman was feeling all bad and shit. I'm like, bro, why are you feeling like shit? Like, bro, Joker is a complete menace, bro. Like, you better be glad he drowned to death or got electrocuted or whatever. Batman's such a sucker for Joker. Both they're suckers for each other, god damn it. But Joker wasn't as big of a threat in this movie as he is in the show.
Trust me, Joker. I'm trying to help you.
You got Penguin running around being some kind of do-boy for Dracula. Yeah, he's all yeah, Penguin just, you know, he just took a step down from being the Penguin in this movie, but I think he was possessed by the Dracula, if I'm not mistaken. So the creators of the show were cleared to use mostly all of Batman's villains in this show, except for Scarecrow and Ra's al Ghul, because they were being used for the Batman Begins movie, directed by Christopher Nolan, so that was a no-go. Damn, imagine if we had the villains Scarecrow, Two-Face, and Ra's al Ghul in this show. Because Clue Master, what's his name? Ragdoll, and yeah, none of them would have got playtime on this show, man. Who else? Spellbinder, but they're still solid villains, you know. I forgot to mention there was also something around this time that was called Bat Embargo, started by Paul Levitz, a DC comic writer. The term was used for the decision to limit the use of Batman-related characters from any media source outside the Dark Knight trilogy. Another villain they couldn't use was the Mad Hatter, who was considered for the Dark Knight trilogy. It stated the reason why they created the Bat Embargo, Paul Levitz, is because children would get confused of seeing Batman characters, two different versions of the same characters at the same time. Yeah, I think that's just flat out BS. Because we still had the Joker in this show. Batman kept appearing in Justice League Unlimited. If Teen Titans didn't end sooner, we wouldn't even have Robin in this show. So there was supposed to be a sequel to the Batman vs. Dracula. It was supposed to be with Hush, the villain Hush. So yeah, they didn't want Hush in this show because of it being too dark. Whatever. The movie was also supposed to have the Joker and Catwoman, the Penguin, and Clayface, man. It was supposed to be a huge movie, you know what I'm saying? It probably would have been better than Batman vs. Dracula. It's also stated they wanted another Batman vs. Monster sequel, so yeah. The Mad Hatter was supposed to be in season 2, but Spellbinder took his place anyways. Scarecrow was also supposed to be introduced in this season, but it stated it stated that he's similar to Ragdoll's character design, you know what I'm saying? I definitely see that though, because you know they're both real slender, you know. But who else? Mr. Zsasz is also gonna be in Batman vs. Dracula, but he was just too dark for the children. Instead, he just made a small cameo on Batman Begins though. So, but who else? I think that's it right there. I really do think Ra's al Ghul and Scarecrow would have been perfect for this show though, man. Damn. Batman vs. Dracula was I give it an 8.4 out of 10. Season 3 is probably my most favorite season of this show, mainly because there's a lot of memorable episodes. Starting off in this season, we're introduced to a younger version of Barbara Gordon. We usually get Robin first before Batgirl, but since the Bat Embargo came in effect, that didn't happen. Robin just wasn't available yet because he was still in Teen Titans. Barbara Gordon is voiced by Danielle Jadovich. The season starts off as a 2-point story of how Barbara became Batgirl. They kind of bit off Batman Begins with the episode title Batgirl Begins, but we also get the story of how Pamela Isley became Poison Ivy, which were really great episodes, exceptional storytelling. Rarely in media do we get a breakdown of how Barbara becomes Batgirl. She usually randomly just shows up after Robin and becomes part of the Bat family. Earlier I said this is a younger version of Batgirl, but I think she might be the same age as the other Batgirls. I thought Poison Ivy was like the same age as Batgirl, teenager, whatever, but she's a little older, you know. But she's also voiced by Piera Coppola. I think Batgirl and Poison Ivy in this show are both abundant with their personalities compared to other versions of their characters. So we get Batgirl just eager to become Batman's new sidekick. Batman ain't going for it. Y'all know Batman, he's a loner. But over the course of the season, she proves herself to him to become his sidekick. I mean, she helped beat Super Steroid Joker in this. Who else she helped defeat? She kept Poison Ivy from controlling Batman's mind. She beat Zeus. Yeah, she was well proven worthy. And if you notice in season 3, Batman becomes more dark and brooding. We also see in this season the destruction of the Batmobile, the first Batmobile. Man, that was a cool ass Batmobile, you know, much more original than the second one, because the second Batmobile was like, it looks similar to the Batman animated series from the 90s a little bit, you know. I still love them both though. Man, I love how each season we just got more and more new villains, man, because this season we got Gearhead, who was voiced by Will Friedle, you know, who voiced Batman and Batman Beyond, and yeah, popular voice actor. Forgot about this dude's powers, man. This shit was raw. He could turn like a punch buggy into Them Formula racing cars, bro. Yeah, bro, he could turn it into a whatever supercar he wanted to, man, with super speed on it. You know what I'm saying? He was that dude. We get Maxie Zeus in this. We get Toy Maker. I thought he was kind of creepy when I was little, but who else? It's Tim Blore and Dave, voiced by Jeff Bennett, who was a real good villain. Best episode of season 3 was Batgirl Begins episodes. RPM with Gearhead, probably my most favorite episode. Braun episode when Joker gets all buff and shit. I think the Batman Arkham Asylum game took a lot of inspiration from this episode, because Arkham Asylum Joker got all buff and shit at the end of the game, with all the venom. Except in this show, Joker was still fine after he shrunk back to his normal size. But the juiced up Joker's bottom half in this episode was so tiny, bro. Oh my god. On the Laughing Cats episode, looking back, I didn't appreciate Catwoman enough in this show, man. I didn't too much care for her when I was little. I like her character design a lot, though, now. Poison Ivy making plant-based copies of people was pretty cool. It's scary how scary she makes nature, man. Raise your hand if you remember Prank. I totally forgot about Prank, man. Joker was using a whole high school kid to be his sidekick, man. And as soon as the kid doesn't live up to Joker's expectations, Joker just wants to drop him in a vat of acid like he was done up. Well, no, I think Joker just fell in it, but y'all get it, man. Joker's just a menace. So Batgirl is absent for whatever reason for the last 2 episodes for this season. Dave was a very interesting villain because he had the characteristics of other Batman villains such as the Joker, Penguin, Riddler, all that. He's basically like Cell from Dragon Ball Z for Batman. Except Dave is not no super robotic insect who absorbs people. Dave is also inspired by HAL 9000 from Space Odyssey. See, I love how there's a lot of inspiration that's took from this show and a lot of inspiration that this show takes. So on to season 4, we finally get Dick Grayson Robin, who's voiced by Evan Sabara. Now the first episode of this season, just like season 3 with Batgirl, we get the origins of Robin. The only reason we get Robin because Teen Titans ended, which made way for this one, but man, I ain't gonna lie, I kinda prefer this Robin over Teen Titans Robin. I mean, I like Teen Titans Robin a lot, but I don't know, man. Robin with Batman is just better. So Robin's family, the Graysons, get killed by somebody named Tony Zuko, who's also voiced by Mark Hamill. Real great voice acting too, by the way. Till this day, Robin's parents' death in this is still somewhat daunting. So now the Bat family is finally official. In the second episode of this season, Batman reveals his true identity to Barbara. Then Batgirl and Robin reveal themselves to each other. Over the course of the season, they develop a sibling-like relationship. Killer Moth is a villain I don't remember from this show, but he actually turns into a killer moth, bro. He went from being this silly pushover to an actual monster, caused by inhaling some toxic fumes or whatever. It's funny how I remember the Basil Karlo Clayface in this show rather than the Ethan Bennett Clayface. Ethan Bennett finally gets cured of being Clayface, which is a satisfying way to complete his arc. After that, I don't think Bennett shows up anymore in this show. You could tell the writers cared for his character. The next episode is the Everywhere Man. The Everywhere Man is also another original created character for this show. He's voiced by Brandon Routh, who of course played Superman in Superman Returns. The Everywhere Man was pretty interesting because he makes duplicate clones of himself who are much darker in personality and confident in his real self. We get Black Mass being introduced in this episode, and he's voiced by James Remar. I told y'all, boy, this show is stacked with voice actors. The next episode is A Strange New World, which is basically a zombie apocalypse type episode. Batgirl and Robin get their own bat cycles in this. This was a very fun episode with a crazy twist. Hugo Strange was the real deal in this show, man. He had Batman growing a beard, running around confused and just searching for answers. Scarecrow would have been in this episode instead of Doctor Strange, but the bat embargo shit. That's one thing about the creators in this TV show, man. They real clever with like the hints of showing you like what villain would have been in this show, Starting the next half of this season, there's an episode called Artifacts. When I first watched this episode, man, I was hella confused. I'm like, bro, what happened? Like, why is Batman why is he all old and big and swelled up, whatever? And why is Barbara in a wheelchair? We got Nightwing, like, and Mr. Freeze was as dangerous as ever. The future Batman in this episode reminded me of The Dark Knight Returns Batman. The writers had to be experimenting with this episode. This episode shows how Batman will always be 2 steps ahead of his enemies. This episode is set 1,000 years into the future, which is like 3027 and 2027. Mr. Freeze basically preserves his body for the distant future, knowing that Batman will obviously be dead in 1,000 years. So yes, just to terrorize Gotham once again. But however, there's some scientists, you know what I'm saying, in this episode that figures a way how to beat Mr. Freeze, because Batman leaves off some kind of binary code message or whatever, just for whoever group of future cops want to take down Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze insane, man. He waited 1,000 years from 2027 to 3027 just to get whooped by Batman again, by multiple Batmans. Oracle being in this episode definitely indicates that Joker already, Joker paralyzing Barbara, has already happened in this universe, Episode 8 Seconds is an episode I still think about to this day, man, especially when it comes to time traveling and all that stuff. And so Batman and Co in this episode are up against a time thief who rewinds time whenever he makes mistakes. Francis Gray had to be the least volatile villain Batman had to deal with in this show. I mean, he is a clumsy middle-aged dude with a beer belly. Somehow this dude got his powers just being in a prison cell full of clocks, and he just loses his mind, and eventually he yells out stop, and all of a sudden he gets these powers to rewind back time for at least 20 seconds at most. Eventually his powers throughout the episode just kept growing to the point where he could go back 18 years back in time. I know y'all don't thought about having them kind of powers, the ability just to rewind time to fix whatever mistakes you made or whatever, or being in some kind of crazy terrible situation. It's like, damn, bro, if I could just rewind time back like 10 minutes or an hour or so, like, this would never happen. But yeah, but this episode ended in a good note. The villain redeeming himself. He didn't go back in time to fix his mistake, stealing watches to repay his debts, which got him to prison. He instead just repaid his debts and are on his way. Plus his son never died from the poisonous gas he released on Gotham for the things he did. Instead, him and his son started a successful watch business. You could definitely say he's based off the Clock King, another DC villain for Batman. Episode 9, Riddler's Revenge, was an amazing episode. I remember when I was younger, I watched it the first time. I thought it was pretty sad, man. Well, more so concerning, because this is the episode where we finally get the Riddler's villain origin story. Because at the beginning of the episode, Riddler kidnaps a dude that was responsible in his eyes for making him a villain. He goes by the name of Chuck Gorman, a businessman. So him and Batman are just stuck down in some kind of container deep down in the ocean. So they both form a truce, and the Riddler just tells his story to Batman. So a young Edward Nygma creates some kind of device that would enhance brain power for people. So Chuck Gorman, the businessman, walks in on him and his partner Julie. He then fronts Nygma with a partnership. Knowing how dirty these businessmen get, Riddler just declined his offers multiple times. Which I don't blame the Riddler for even doing, because all the businessman is going to do is just capitalize off his invention and all the rest of his work. So later on in the story, him and his girlfriend Julie at a convention, they test this device that can enhance brain memory. The device soon malfunctions on somebody, and then Riddler thinks that the businessman Chuck Gorman sabotaged the whole thing. But plot twist, it was his girlfriend the whole time, man. God damn. Her character is voiced by no other than Brooke Shields. Wow. So Julie just wanted money, man. She just wanted the money. She wanted the Riddler to sell his soul away to the businessman, give all his work away. You know what I'm saying? She wanted a piece of the pie too, man. See, man, it's always the ones that's close to you, man. It's always the ones. And the Riddler actually loved and cared for her, you know. Damn, man, this is sad. Wow. The Riddler tries to kill her with that same brain device, but Batman interferes and Riddler's just laying on the ground, defeated, just crying, and his girlfriend is looking all guilty and just, damn you, Jewel. Overall, amazing episode. On to the next one. The next episode in this, Harley Quinn makes her debut. Hendon Welch voices her. In this episode, we're introduced to another new villain called Rumor. Rumor was original character for the show. Hush was supposed to be in this episode. Besides Rumor being a somewhat cool villain in this, I never forget the fight scene, man, when Batman and Robin was fighting all the Gotham villains, man. To put it into better words, they fought Batman's whole rogue gallery. That was a highlight moment of the show. I love how technical him and Robin got with dealing with him. They just made it look so easy. In the final 2 episodes of this season, we get an alien invasion. And this time we got Martian Manhunter in this episode. Lucius Fox is in this. He knows Bruce Wayne is Batman. So because of this alien invasion called The Joining, Batman and his villains end up having eye for an eye, you know. They ally each other. Man, I tell you, this show went to huge heights, man. I mean, you know, the Justice League gets introduced in the next season, last season, season 5. And I'm not gonna lie, at the time when I was younger watching this, I like this Justice League team better than the ones in Justice League Unlimited and then the Justice League show. Man, I forgot how bad them aliens ruined Gotham. They sent Gotham sent them to hell. But anyways, finally, season 5, the Batman Superman story. So in this episode, we get like a mashup of Superman villains and Batman villains, and it's just another Batman Superman tandem. It's really dope that we got Superman in this show though. And by this season, Batman is already matured, he's well experienced. He's just straight classic Batman. So from the aftermath of the alien invasion, Metropolis, is planning to help rebuild Gotham City, and Superman goes over there along with Lois Lane and, Lex Luthor. But Lex Luthor, in this episode, he uses Batman's villains, to take over, It's almost like the Superman animated series and Batman animated series team up, from the 90s, except on a broader scale or whatever. We also get the Superman villain Metallo in this show. Superman always losing to Metallo with the kryptonite and all that. There's also Clayface and Black Mass in this. It's action packed, The voice actor for Jimmy Olsen in this is also the voice actor for Sokka in the Avatar. Oh my god, I never knew that. Man, I gotta say, the display of gadgets in this show from all the characters who got gadgets, just flat out amazing. Vertigo is another cool episode involving Green Arrow and his origin story, which is well written. The next episode, White Heat, we get Firefly with the new transformation. But he's pretty much a walking piece of charcoal on fire. He's almost like Molten Man from Spider-Man. Shit sucks though for him because he can't come in contact without anything burning. Batman got this cool radiation suit in this. And I think Firefly is like one of the only villains in this show to actually crash out. The Flash is next up in this season. He faced off against this Mirror Master dude. And yeah, man. Who else in this? Green Lantern, Hawkman. The only people we missing is Wonder Woman and Cyborg. I gotta say, it's pretty odd seeing Sinestro without his golden costume, but instead he's in some kind of purple. Next episode, we have Joker have a hacker create a nanobot counterpart from him who grows into a giant Joker and just starts trying to take over Gotham. Oh man, Joker, bro. They never got tired of putting in a Joker for these episodes, man. It's sort of like filler at this point. The Terrible Trio episode, you got these college kids turned into animals, blah, blah. Silly college kids. The next episode, the end of the Batman, we get these Batman and Robin knockoffs, man. Scorn and what's his name? Scorn and Wrath. They really could have had Wonder Woman in this and Cyborg. I don't know, too much star power. So finally, the last 2-pack episodes of this show, The Lost Heroes. Hugo Strange is cooking up something diabolical again, which eventually he turns like he turns brain dead in the end. He allies with the alien robots who took over Gotham, and Justice League all loses their powers, but they get them back. I feel like these episodes had a lot of potential to be better. I don't know, they could have went another direction. They didn't have to bring the aliens back from the previous season. They could have just done something else. I don't know, Dark Side or whatever. So that'll just about wrap it up for the Batman. And tell me what y'all think about this show in the comments. My favorite season is definitely season 4. You know, the music in this show was a huge driving factor for its success, because I mean it was a pretty successful show overall. So there you go, 20-year anniversary. I think the next video I'm gonna do on Batman is probably Mask of the Phantasm, the movie. And then later on down the line, I'm gonna do a video on a 15-year anniversary on Spectacular Spider-Man. That being said, appreciate y'all for watching the video. Hope y'all enjoyed. I'm Darts, and I'm out. Bow.